Hiya, Angie here from Life Soundtrack, the channel that keeps it real and celebrates who we are. Now, today we're going to be talking about something that has been a game changer for me, and that is my walking pad. And listen, if you're a plus size woman who's thinking about getting yourself one, then this is the video especially for you. Now, let's start with the basics. I invested in this walking pad because I have problems with my knees and I can't do a lot of the workouts that I used to do because I don't want to put pressure, of course, on my knees. But walking is great for me. But now that the time is cold, who wants to be putting on a hat and a coat and a scarf and shoes and boots and all that kind of stuff just to go for a walk? So I told myself, you know what? Instead of treating myself to a cake or a drink, why not treat myself to something that is really useful and that can benefit me long term? So I thought I would buy myself a walking pad. Now my walking pad is a DeerRun Raceable Walking Pad with an AI companion. Now, to be honest with you, I bought this also because I saw that it had an AI companion with it. You have to download an app, and on that app you're running against other people and all that stuff. It was a selling point for me, but in all honesty, I never use it, and it's not really a big of a deal for me, to be honest. Now, I've been using this walking pad for 2 weeks now. So here are all the things that I think you need to know if you too want to get one. Weight capacity and stability. Now the weight capacity on my particular model is 136 kilos, which works out to be 300 pounds. Now, this is crucial for us plus size ladies because we want to have a walking pad that can carry and maintain our weight, right? And there are some models out there, and I think that DeerRun does a model that goes up to 159 kilos, which is 350 pounds, which is amazing. Now, the platform in itself, the width is 51 centimeters in total, but the actual pad where you'll be walking is 39 centimeters. The length of my walking pad is 110 centimeters, which means there's plenty of room to find your stance. Now, to be honest with you, when I first started to use it, I found the walking pad a little bit narrow, and I found my feet were going off to the sides, which is really uncomfortable. But after a while, you do get used to it. And the truth is, there is more than enough room to actually find your walking position. But there are walking pads that are a little bit larger, but the prices do go up. So just bear that in mind. Now let's talk comfort. For my plus size ladies, I mean, we know that comfort is everything, right? And I'm telling you, this thing is very comfortable. There's a lot of cushion underneath it. So when you're walking, you don't feel any stress on your knees or on your ankles. Now let's get into the practical stuff, right? First off, the noise. I find that my one is really silent. Now, I like to work out in the early morning when my family is asleep, and I can work out easily because it doesn't make any noise, just a soft kind of purr. That said though, the buttons on the remote to turn the speed up or to turn it down is kind of loud, especially in the early morning, and my daughter has complained to me once or twice that she's heard the beep beep of the walking pad. Sorry, not sorry, but you know, bear that in mind, that sound, that beeping sound can be irritating. Now the storage, if you're working in limited space, these things are perfect. You can just push them to one side and you can lean them up against the wall. You can move them where you want to go because it does have wheels at the front of it. Very comfortable, very practical, and they don't take up a lot of space at all. When I got my walking pad, there was no assembly needed. All I had to do was plug it in and it was good to go right off the bat. And I love that. For someone like me who hates faffing about and having to assemble and put together and work things out, this was absolutely amazing. Now the price point. Now you can find a walking pad from any price range, from like €100 upwards. Of course, depending on your specific needs and depending on your price pocket. Now, my particular walking pad cost €229, but mine had a €40 off voucher, and I was really happy about that. Now, here are some tips that I wish that somebody had told me before I got one. Now, my one doesn't have a bar on it, and I felt at the beginning a bit uncomfortable. I felt like I was off balance, and for some reason I found myself veering off to the right. I don't know why, I have no clue. So that was a little bit daunting, but there are some quicker workarounds on that. And that is, if you feel that your balance is off, just get a chair. And so every time you feel like you're about to fall, you have something to hold on to. My sister has a walking pad and she has a bar on it, but she told me, you know what, that she never uses it. And I now am pretty used to not having a bar too. It was just like the first couple of times. So just bear that in mind. Of course, you need to wear supportive shoes, comfortable shoes, shoes that you would wear if you were going outside to walk. Position it where you have enough space around you. I like to put it in front of the TV where I can watch my favorite Hallmark movies. So, put it where it's most comfortable for you. And the final tip I would tell you is that when you're using it, always keep a bottle of water and a towel beside you, because I tell you, you are going to sweat like crazy, and I love it. Don't forget the maintenance of your walking pad. You want to maintain it because you spent a bit of money on it, right? And you want to keep your things nice and in working order. So every now and again, get some oil and put it underneath the mat or wherever the oil goes. I know there are some walking pads that have like a little hole where you can put the oil in. So just make sure that you maintain it and keep it in working order. Now, before I wrap this up, just let me say, if you're a plus size woman and you want to give yourself a treat, treat yourself. Treat yourself to a walking pad. That way you can exercise whenever you want to. If it's raining outside, if it's snowing outside, if it's cold outside, you don't care. You can still do what you have to do. You deserve it. So get yourself one. And if you love somebody who's a plus size and they wanted to get back into their fitness game, this would be an amazing gift for them, right? Remember, movement is a celebration of what our bodies can do and not a punishment for what we ate. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet done so. Leave a comment down below. I always enjoy reading what you have to say. Until next time, and keep being beautiful and fabulous. Bye for now. Ciao.